Yes, chat, you're right. I would hate the Jaffa Cakes. Welcome to Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Yvie.
Hello.
And Nicole.
Hello. And yeah, strawberry Jaffa Cakes. Yeah,
I
appreciate
better than the
you,
orange.
Lock Watcher.
I'd probably eat those before the orange.
I've tried the orange ones once with Nicole, I'm pretty sure. And I think that might have been, was it WonderCon or was it when I came to visit you?
Yeah. It was WonderCon, yeah, I took them.
Not a huge fan. I don't think I'd be going out to buy them again. I think it's just a textural thing for me.
If you grow up in England, it's like you just get used to it. Kind of
because
how Hershey's chocolate, Americans are used to it, so it's what you like.
Well, Hershey's is like the Great
It's not good
American
chocolate, David.
Company,
it's not good. It's not good chocolate.
Yeah.
Well,
I like
milk chocolate or dark chocolate. Which one do you normally like?
Hershey's cookies and cream is good. I love Hershey's cookies and cream.
I'll give it to Hershey's cookies and cream. That's all right.
All right.
But that's white chocolate, which I don't usually like.
Welcome to season 7.
Yeah, chocolate, season 7.
Yay!
Absolutely.
Yay! I'm so excited. We're on the good season. There's not much stink this season. Even the stink
I was saying
is good.
that to David, yes.
Stink is good.
There's only a very light sprinkling of stink.
Yeah.
All right, Nicole, you have a
stink that stinker.
Bad example.
Yes, I have a bad example.
Okay, we're ready for it.
My name's on the back just because my boyfriend also has a whiteboard, so we don't want to get
okay. Yeah.
Okay.
That's hilarious.
And obviously everyone take a minute to try and guess.
Yes.
There we go.
Just gonna die here on the rope. I know which one it is. Very good.
The red door is also helpful.
Yeah, red is bad. Red means bad.
Yeah, red is bad.
I assume it's like season 9 or 10. I'm really bad at remembering these things.
It's
not SG-1. Okay.
Narrow it so fast.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. David knows what it is.
I do.
And
it's a very expensive episode that was not meant to be.
Oh. How did it get so expensive?
Is
it? Hey,
yes,
Jacob got it.
I think I know.
Yeah, what is it, Yvie?
Well, I don't 100% know, but I think it's Atlantis.
Yeah.
And it's like trilogy or trinity?
Yeah, you got it. It's trio. It's
there
trio.
You
go. Okay.
And Lock Watcher and Jacob got it. Then Lock Watcher, so that's when Rodney's on the rope and then they're like, so and Jennifer's like, so you're just gonna die there on the rope because he's freaking out, frozen, and that's the red door because red means bad. So
yes, I forgot that there's a red door.
Yep.
Yeah, so I thought that was cute. Now I'm going to wipe it out because David said he needs me to do something else. With the
yes, you guys have the ability to write down your number.
Yes, I've just got white paper, but I think that should do the trick.
Okay, well, just go ahead and write it down for me.
Okay, so what am I guessing? The thing you said is
yes.
Okay.
That number.
Okay,
I feel like it's not as high as we think it is.
Well, that's why I'm interested to see what you guys think.
Oh, God.
Yep.
I like this number, so I've chosen it.
Okay.
One sec.
While you're working, one of the great conundrums of Stargate history is how many times Teal'c has said "indeed."
Yeah.
When do you think was the first episode that Teal'c said "indeed"?
I know it wasn't until quite late. I know that Teal'c.
Late?
So
maybe season 3 or 4.
Oh, really? I would have
I'd
thought
say.
it would have been season 1, but not maybe within the first half, like the second half.
So the first time Teal'c used it, I have the definitive number of times that Teal'c has said "indeed." We're going to reveal that.
Okay.
I'm changing my answer.
The first time that Teal'c uses the word "indeed" is the Tok'ra Part 1. At which point, he was the 8th character to use the term. He was the 8th, after Apophis, after Hammond, after a few others.
Okay.
The first time that he uses it as a single word in a sentence is demons.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yep.
Okay. This is just so attributed to Teal'c.
I'm curious if anyone knows. Yeah, if anyone in the chat is going to get it.
I don't think he says it very much. I feel like he's... You know, I think my answer's too low, but I'm going deceptively low because I feel
Nicole,
like David
how many
is
do you
deceiving
think?
me. I've got 27.
27 times in the entire franchise.
I'm saying that because I'm a nutter who thinks it's way less than it actually is.
How many times do you think?
Okay, well, I've gone with 153.
You're probably
interesting. Very interesting. Okay.
I
I still like
went
doesn't say it
with
that much.
a lower number. But
It's not just, you can't just give the answer, because what do you consider to be Teal'c? It was uttered in O'Neill's body in Holiday.
Yeah.
An alternate Teal'c in Mobius. An alternate Teal'c twice in Ripple Effect. And an alternate Teal'c twice in Continuum.
Hey, that's only like a handful of episodes. So I'm feeling better.
And if you include the extended cut of Threads and Teal'c in other bodies and alternate Teal'cs, he uses it 164 times.
Yvie, you're so close.
That's really close.
Yvie, you're very close.
This includes
Good
the
job.
DVD movies and his 2 appearances in Atlantis.
wow, indeed.
The most most
Okay.
uttered in a single episode was Sacrifices, 6 by Teal'c, and
Oh, he's
6
just so done with everyone
by
in that episode, isn't he?
Braytak. 6 by Teal'c and 6 by, so 12 Indeeds by 2
He's just so
actors.
soul. He's just like, indeed,
Wow.
indeed.
Yeah.
My son's getting married. Indeed, I'm
And
so mad. Indeed.
This,
Wow.
so this here is the complete chart I'm displaying for everyone who's watching the channel right now. The complete chart. Whoops, sorry. This is the complete chart. There we go. Of Indeeds. I had the wrong one up. I did a count, and then Linda Gabber Fury did a count, and then we compared them together. So I was wrong originally on some. So big thanks to Linda for straightening me out 164 times. This is all of Teal'c's. And then here is others in SG-1, others in Atlantis, and others in Universe. Rush is the only one to use the word indeed in all of Universe's dialogue 3 times. Space, pathogen, and blockade. No one else uses the word indeed. And so there is your definitive indeed data. I was very surprised.
Always wondered.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well done on collecting all that data.
Yeah, big thanks to Linda.
That's impressive.
I think Deborah in Dexter made it to 998 F words, and I'll never forgive them for only letting it get to 998 and not making it to 1,000. I'm forever mad.
Oh, that's funny. But we were going back and forth about this because it's like, okay, what? So indeed, when Teal'c is in Jack's body, it's Teal'c, so that has to be included.
Yeah.
And not just a sentence by itself, just using indeed. But sacrifices, he says it 6 times. In Ripple Effect, there's 2 alternate Teal'cs, but you've also got to include the Arc of Truth and Continuum, and Reunion on Atlantis, and Midway on Atlantis. So in Midway, he actually uses it 6 times as well, but that was the second time it was 6 times in an episode. And in Reunion, his first appearance in Atlantis was once. So it's a lot of indeeds.
Yeah.
And it
Indeed.
didn't, right? And it didn't become part of the character until the Tok'ra Part 1.
Wow.
But before him, it was uttered by Apophis and Children of the Gods, Kleinhaus and Hathor, Hathor and Hathor, Tuplo in Enigma, Hammond and the Serpent's Grasp, the Keeper in the Gamekeeper, and the actual first utterance of it by a Jaffa was Frotak and Family.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know who decided to make that
thing?
Teal'c word?
I think I don't know the answer to that, and that's I'm talking with Rob Cooper later this week, and I will have to ask him that if he knows.
I'm just curious to know how it came about. Was it just how Christopher Judge said the utterance?
Someone had to have been inspired by
stick?
him using it, because it had to have been one of the writers who have been like, okay, that's good, let's use more of this. But it may have been Christopher who was like, I like this, but I doubt it though. It doesn't seem like him.
It's
no,
weird
and it would have to
became
be
such a
like,
thing.
so it was pre-season 4.
Yeah.
So that was before Malotzi and Mully came on board, so you can rule them out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would have to be like Brad Wright or
The first
Robert
ones,
C.
it may be Peter DeLuise, because the first ones is the first time he uses it twice in one episode.
Okay, maybe.
So that could have been. But yeah, there's.
Well, watch this space. Hopefully, we'll get an answer.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I've been wanting to cover this particular topic for a really long time. So
No, it's
really
fun on a
appreciate
bun. I
everyone
like it.
indulging me.
Now I know.
Fun on a bun?
Yeah, I've been saying that a lot lately. In case I haven't said it here, fun
I'm
on a bun is
shook.
the new thing.
Wow.
I love that David's just like, you're just hearing all the random crap I say, and you're just
So
like,
fun
what
on
is
a
she
bun,
full of?
is it like
Yeah.
the center of a bun, or is it like an open sandwich type situation?
I've always imagined it as like Nutella on toast.
Okay.
Geez,
You
you
know?
guys and Nutella. Ugh.
Yeah, I really
very
love
good.
Nutella.
So good. I literally have it in my breakfast every morning.
I said something to an American the other day where I was like, I'm just going to pop to the loo. And they were like, what? And I was like, oh, right. Yes, I forget
What?
you guys don't know what I
Go
mean.
to the toilet.
Yeah.
Pop to the loo.
Yeah.
Or nip to the loo.
I heard someone say once, just imagine hearing Americans say bugger. How do they say bugger? It's like, well, for one thing, we don't say bugger. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's an Australian thing, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are norks, Yvie?
Norks.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
I don't know all the English slang. I don't know
Breasts?
Cockney rhyming. Oh, are they?
It's an Aussie slang. Yeah.
I've never heard that before.
Really?
But funnily enough, the slang on the West Coast is a little bit different from the slang on the East Coast. So it
It's
could
a vulgar
potentially be an
Australian
East
slang
Coast
term for a
thing.
woman's.
No, I've never
yeah.
heard that. Unless I'm in the wrong circles.
Yeah,
Lizzie
they may be in the
Sparky
right
says, "Well,
circles.
spank me, Rosie." I say that all the time.
You do. My stepdad speaks a bit of Finnish. So basically it's like a joke thing because I live out in the fens, which is just marshland below sea level. This used to be water, and you have to row to like the
Oh, so
city.
they emptied it. Okay.
Yeah, we emptied it using the Prick Willow pumping station. What a name! And
Prick Willow.
So
Love
if Europe ever goes I am legend, you better get out of there then because it's
it's gonna be bad.
Flood. Okay.
Yeah, and so my stepdad,
Wow.
he speaks a bit of Finnish, as we call it, and then he's so instead of saying both of them, he goes buff on them, buff on them. For both of them, and when we're having dessert or afters, he goes arters. So arters just forgets
See,
the
that almost
arters.
sounds. See, that's where Australian slang came from, for sure.
Yeah,
Like that's the origin of Australian slang because it's so hot here. We don't have
Yeah.
any time to say the complete sentence.
Yeah.
or like
You
a
got to get
series
it out
of
as much as
words.
possible.
So we
Yeah.
just
As fast as possible.
merge it together because it's
That's funny.
exhausting.
You guys ready for Fallen?
Yeah, Lockwatch said, Nicole, I would assume you would never put gravy on biscuits. No, and I also don't even like.
Well,
Is that
'cause they're
is
not
that
Milk
tall
gravy
biscuits, they're
or like a brown
scones.
gravy?
I just assume brown gravy.
Biscuits
I
and
don't
gravy.
know.
I mean, if you were talking like a sausage gravy, then sure. Yeah, that's
We
a
don't-
southern comfort food. But I mean,
Yeah.
you're also going to get a heart attack really soon. With that.
Jed Ted
Just look at
said,
me.
"Fun on a bun" is one of the Bender's catchphrases on Futurama. I use it a lot myself. Nice. There
there
we
you
go.
go.
Fun on a bun.
Aw,
Good
it
news,
is very
everyone.
Cute.
Which I think that's from
love
Futurama,
that.
if I'm not mistaken, which I'd never
I think
watched.
so.
All right.
But I've only seen a handful of episodes.
Yeah.
They're fun on a bun.
Okay.
They are
Except for the
fun.
Fries Dog episode. All right. Okay. You guys ready to watch not Full Circle. We already watched Full Circle. Fallen.
No, don't make me watch
Fallen.
it again.
Naked
All right.
Daniel.
Naked Daniel. Yeah.
Woo-woo.
These episodes do not have the MGM logo in the front of them, so just keep in mind that when we're starting, we're actually starting into the episode with a shot of Visuban, and that's where we're going to go from. You guys all set?
Yep.
All right, indeed. I appreciate y'all tuning in to join us for season 7. We're going to get started in 5, 4, 3. My name is David. I'm with Yvie
Hello.
and Nicole.
Hello.
And we are on Visuban. We're starting off season 7 strong with 701 Fallen, Stargate, and Wormhole Extremists.
So I think the exterior shots of the scene were shot at, is it Tynehead or Tinhead Regional Park in BC? And in Germany, this episode was called Go for Broke, Part 1. I don't understand that. And in Japan, it was called The Naked Person.
In Japan, it's called
What
a
a
naked
name.
person.
Fantastic. Simple. Elegant. Oh, there he is.
Little too much skin.
Well, I believe that the concept of Daniel being found naked actually came from Joe Malozzi, who pitched the idea of an angel cast down from heaven, stripped of his memories,
And of
Robert
everything
Kruger
else.
Took that as stripped, like he took the stripped part quite literally.
Yes.
And I believe that Michael Shanks later joked that this was Rob's punishment
Yep.
for him
Yep.
leaving the show.
Mhm.
And
I
in the
think
winter
Michael
in
recalls
Vancouver, things get
filming
smaller.
Yes, filming this scene in February in 3-degree temperatures, and there was like no special effects or tricks, just him lying in the grass while trying to keep away curious dog walkers at a distance, apparently. And the crew had to balance filming tastefully while working, quickly in the really cold conditions. And Reddit fans believe this is the perfect setup for Daniel's return. It's not just a respawn, but including some fan-appreciated shirtless scenes.
Yes.
And
yes.
The Daniel Wumpers were definitely happy.
We see in the opening credits that Michael has rejoined the cast and Corin is now billed as a guest star.
Yep.
Sad.
And this is the first time since season 5's revelations that we see Daniel Jackson in that final gate travel sequence. And I believe that the first cut of this episode ran 11 minutes too long and required significant editing. And I think it was tentatively called Falling during production.
Yeah.
And I believe that the writers wanted to carefully strike a balance between like with Daniel's return, and they wanted to recapture his early series optimism and wonder while still acknowledging his growth through ascension rather than simply hitting the reset button.
The music you're hearing is one of my favorite pieces of orchestral music of all time. It is taken from The Man in the Iron Mask. And wait a second.
They've done that before.
No, wait a second. No, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of season 601.
Yeah, I was gonna say
with the weather.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Okay, put that aside.
Excuse, I can't hear it. So okay. I just remember Corin being alone in Daniel's lab.
Yes, no, that was the previous season. So this
Thank God we're
opening
out of that.
sequence that's coming up in a second is actually one continuous shot following Jonas through the SGC. And Martin Wood not only directed this episode, but he appears twice. He's first chatting with Sila in the lab coat to the left, and then you see him a second in the elevator. Like that's him there again.
Brilliant.
Wait a second. That was Martin Wood in the same shot twice?
Yeah.
So they composited that together?
They must have done, because he was definitely the one talking to Sila, and then he's here in the lift. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
You'll have to ask him in one of your interviews how they did that.
Okay.
This is nice.
I love
so
him
happy.
being so frantic.
Yeah, me too. But I'm also really happy that it's season 7. I feel so
know.
relaxed.
I am gonna miss Jonas though.
Me
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
And I do like this line. This is quite funny.
Because he is adorable. So Jonas is about to mention Daniel's work on translations from the Library of the Four Races.
Mm-hmm.
And this references back, obviously, to Torment of Tantalus.
Yeah.
And
great episode.
it's kind of an interesting development, though, since neither Dr. Littlefield nor Daniel could read it. So I guess we could assume that maybe he had some help somewhere, maybe the Asgard?
Possibly. I'm trying. Do you notice how much weight he's lost? And it's like someone popped his balloon and he's deflated back to kind of a more natural size for him.
He looks a lot different.
Yeah.
His haircut is also really hot.
On it, but maybe
his
maybe
hair is
it
longer too.
Weight.
But yeah, I don't think he trained as much between seasons.
No, well, he would have known the fate of his character, so there's almost no point in putting in so much time and effort into training if you don't need to.
Yeah. I think that this haircut on Jonas is so hot. I cannot believe that I've got to put up with the later haircut that we're going to see, where he looks like he's part of some sort of boy band, and I hate it.
But he also looks like the girl that he's interested in.
Yeah, they look the same.
This idea here that we've been going in order from first to last with the addresses, Jack was stopped from entering the computer code. So I always assumed that he wasn't complete in putting in his addresses. But evidently, he was on to something else.
Oh, he carried on typing, wasn't he?
That's right. He wasn't allowed to. They held him back, and he tried to keep on typing.
Didn't he literally say, "I need to finish"?
Yeah. So I always assumed he just hadn't finished the gate addresses, but apparently here,
I always assumed he
was
finished
on to
because
working on something else. Yeah.
He yanks his arm out of Teal'c's hand and then like slaps the keys down, and then he seems to be done with whatever he was doing. So I always assumed that he just got fortunate.
Then he got done. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I always thought.
So the tribes blue robes, I think, were chosen on purpose because in biblical symbolism, blue represents heaven and divinity, which is kind of fitting for those who discovered Daniel after his fall from a higher plane.
Virgin Mary colors. Yeah.
For sure. The Nomads.
Mars SpaceX said, I wanted to see a Jonas and Daniel rivalry over his return. Jonas villain arc. That's exciting.
No, I wanted to see them like work closely side by side.
Yeah, bromance.
One of the
they mesh so well together.
Fan theories is that there was some animosity between Michael and Corin, and that wasn't the case.
Yeah, I could never imagine them having any animosity at all. They seem to always get along so beautifully. Their chemistry is good.
He plays one on TV.
Dear.
Breaking the fourth wall.
Line was hotly debated, apparently both in the writers' room and among fans, divided over whether this fourth wall break enhanced or disrupted the scenes. And also the Reddit viewers particularly enjoyed watching Sam and Tilk's background reaction to Jack in these scenes. It is pretty funny.
It's just Amanda and Chris trying not to break.
Yeah,
I love it.
Also, starting from this episode and throughout the remainder of the series, our mate here, Colonel Reynolds, becomes a permanent leader of SG-3.
And we love him.
I love him, yeah.
Easy Sparky said, I always wondered why they did not just keep Jonas as a member of the team along with Daniel. And it's because Daniel fit the archetype and Jonas was there to replace him. And it sucks they couldn't find a way to make them all fit, but whatever.
Shamda. I wish we had seen more of him.
I do like him. He is
is it George Touliatos, who previously played Pyrrhus.
Yes, he was Pyrrhus. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
I know. It's a good
bursts of
back and forth until Jack kind of like gives up. It's about togetherness
and flocking.
Yeah. Yeah. He could literally explain to this man just anything he wants, just make up whatever crap he wanted, and this old man would believe him, and then probably carry on telling this story for like forever as some sort of important tale. And like it would go down in generations as educational. And I wonder how much of our history has gone down like that.
Here we go.
Oh, Michael.
Oh.
I'm getting goosebumps.
Yeah, it's so nice. Can't believe we're here, guys. This is mad.
So
Aram.
It means naked one.
Well, I think it would actually be the perfect name for a Sphinx cat. I kind of want to have a Sphinx cat now and call it Aram. You know, the ones that look
because he's naked,
they have no hair.
Naked one. I like that.
So apparently Michael found playing Daniel with his lost memories surprisingly challenging, working to convey frustration while maintaining the character's core essence.
Yeah. I mean, he knows the character so well, it must be hard to like just not be him properly.
Can you imagine that reaction?
Yeah, I know. It's quite
just
sad.
Get away from me. I don't know you. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a bit of backstory. Michael Shanks's return to Stargate came after a sort of a perspective shifting phone call from Rob Cooper while Michael was filming in South Africa. And he said that the timing kind of aligned perfectly with RDA scaling back his involvement. They needed Daniel to take on more sort of action sequences, which was something that Michael had wanted. And the character's evolution from this wide-eyed idealist to someone more cynical sort of reflected back both Michael's own personality and also Daniel's journey.
Yeah.
And having discovered that even Ascension like had its share of politics and limitations, basically.
He was in a space working where it was very impoverished and deprived. And he realized, and he said this to me in the interview that I did with him, my problems really paled in comparison, and it put things in perspective.
Yeah.
So he's like, maybe we can work this out.
I love that he went and like had that. And that gave him what he kind of needed in order to want to come back, you know?
I love how Jack's trying to explain this.
Yeah, I think he does an okay job.
Top cliche. Yeah. Yeah, oily skin. See, that's why I always describe it like
You can't
oily.
even see. You can't really even see his skin. He's got
No,
like
but the shield
on.
looks kind
The
of
shield
oily.
kind of
Yeah.
does, I guess.
Like a puddle of like, oily crap on the floor of a petrol station or whatever. Although that seems really bad. But you know what I'm saying.
Yes, that's actually a very good analogy.
Yeah. Thank you.
This is going way past Rick's
Yeah.
two-finger rule. Hey, why are
Maybe he made it a special exception for Michael's
I was going to
return.
say,
Yeah.
yeah. But what's great is he's explained it in a Jack way.
In a Jack
he's not
way.
broken character.
Look, you don't remember your memories. We
I better
happen
remember
to
your
know someone
memories.
who looked like you. What are the odds?
Yeah. Yeah. Naked one.
This is one of my issues with this story. It suggests the ancients have precognitive ability because they put him down here 2 moons ago. So they knew that SG-1 would eventually come along.
I just
point.
assumed that
And
it was
never-
a mission that they had planned and that the ancients were like, oh, look, they're going to that mission, that planet on that
but
day
they
on that
skipped
mission.
it. They skipped
They
the list
didn't.
to the bottom. They went to the
Yeah.
bottom. And the ancients throughout the rest of the show never give any kind of indication as to having any kind of precognition because they don't know how the Ori fight will be resolved. So
That's true, because it does seem like it's like divine intervention, but
What if,
like,
hear me out,
coincidence? I don't
hear me
know.
out. This is my ancient answer because Daniel made that a mention of how they're always kind of, watching over you a little bit. What if they gave Jonas the idea to do that and they deliberately put Daniel there
and
in the pub?
delayed the idea by 2 months?
Yeah, why not? Till they were done scolding Daniel and then slapped him on the planet and then gave Jonas the idea.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
do we even know how long Daniel has been on this planet for?
2 moons. So that's
2
2
moons,
cycles.
okay.
So that's a suggestion of 2 months.
2 months, yeah, okay.
I mean, obviously it's not Earth, but the gravity's the same, and so I imagine there's a moon that's similar. So
Yep.
whatever they call
Okay,
moons.
so here is my kind of theory. I think that this tent is a powerful metaphor for Daniel's mind. It's like darkened and bare.
Like
and
Plato's
sort of each
cave?
teammate is like respectfully asking permission to enter his
Yeah.
shadowed space. And I think it symbolizes their like gentle approach to help him rediscover himself rather than like forcing his past upon him.
Yep.
Also, Daniel calling Jack Jim apparently is a clever Star Trek nod to Spock's memory loss after
That's right.
resurrection.
Brilliant.
And it later becomes a running gag referenced in Atlantis with the shrine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot about that. Nice. Very nice.
Great question. What if I don't like who I was? This scene is
Oh,
very important to me
great
because it's the scene
is.
that we should have gotten in full circle. Where it's like,
Yeah.
where Carter says, losing you was one of the worst things that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
It's great that they have time in this beat to acknowledge this. There you go.
Michael Shanks looks really good in blue. This outfit in particular. Like, isn't this the one that he has when Replicator is in his brain?
Yes.
Love it. Damn right, because he's a good boy.
See, that doesn't sound so bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
He's like, I guess, faced with the prospect of having to like meet his own expectations.
Yeah.
This is the second half of the conversation that he started with Oma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Now
is. It
Sam's
really
on the
is.
other side of this for him to say, okay, these are reasons to fight to come back. You're here now. Let's do something about it.
Yeah. Oh, what I love is the tragedy of him discovering his wife again. I'm sad to get there, but I'm looking forward to Daniel rediscovering who he is in this episode.
He doesn't really handle it with sadness.
No,
Though.
well, he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember her, so the feelings
Yeah.
aren't there. So it's a
It
tragic
hurts me
thing that
that-
happened to someone.
He goes to Teal'c for it as
Yep.
well, and
He
that's like, oof.
does. But Tilk might have been the only one on base at the time because it would have been after
Yeah.
hours. Anyway, this this like awkward scene between Daniel and Sam, I think
Oh, God,
it
yeah,
reminds
ew.
me very much of when Harry met Sally's plane conversation about past romance, but thankfully without the suggestive gesturing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know the scene that I'm referring to.
Oh, 100%. I love that movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all
So
time.
do I. Me
Yeah.
too.
What do you think would have happened if Daniel didn't come out of the of his tent? What if you think or if he came out and he said no? Do you think they would have dragged him back?
Oh yeah, 100%.
You think they would have? It's like we'll take you back, but you're gonna have to see this first, and then you can go home.
Yeah, 100%.
Unless they like left him there for a while and then returned a little bit later. But I guess he at his core, he does have like an interest in finding out more. So I guess they're kind of hoping that will entice him to come back to Earth because he'll want to know who he is.
And he needs his glasses to see.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he does need his glasses. Well, they could have enticed him back to Earth just based on that. We have your prescription.
We have things for you to wear.
PSM or whatever.
Yeah.
It proves even more that he's supposed to be there with them. Like putting on the glasses and being able to see again is just that extra piece of the puzzle of completing him. You know. Gene Deanna said Jack would 100% take him back regardless. Yeah, he would have dragged him kicking and screaming.
Yeah, I don't think that he would have had a choice.
No, absolutely.
We'll do it real quiet like.
Yeah.
Actually, I love this scene. And
yeah, it's so nice. She's so sweet here.
What he says to Jack. Aww, Janet. You beautiful soul.
I bet.
Sorry, I love this line.
You always have your hair that way.
Me now.
There we go.
So this comment is referencing the notable different hair color and styles between Kurt Russell and RDA.
Yeah.
I love how they kept some of his stuff and they put it in his room. I think that's really sweet. Or as Jack said, they still got rid of a lot of junk.
Yeah. Well, because the last time you died, mate, you weren't dead, okay? So
we didn't know what happened.
Yeah. And then he changes his tune. That seemed very valuable.
I'm sure Daniel would have wanted a lot of his stuff donated anyway, too, because, it belongs in a museum.
That's right.
So.
Exactly.
So do you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this is very sweet, yeah.
Aww.
It's a production photo.
Yeah, really?
I mean, I must, right?
Yeah. Sharon Victoria said, I wonder if Janet just had his glasses or if it was a new pair. Yeah, maybe she got him a nice new, like the same prescription, but
I bet they're his.
Nice
I bet they were in the box.
I think they're originally his.
I bet she was waiting.
Photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just holding on to them. They had them in a box somewhere.
Yeah.
This breaks my heart, this whole sequence here, but the music's great. I think it's really well done.
You would wake up having no idea where you were, or he doesn't have any idea who he is.
Yeah.
No.
Look, what just said this is the redressed infirmary, is what this room is. That makes sense.
Oh.
Oh. You can't count the ream like you could.
No.
I like the Daniel's like, I have no idea what that means. But okay. But it's so cute because Daniel's the one who helped him get to the point where he could live long enough to use the trainer.
That's
it's a huge connection.
I wish that we had a Teal'c dreaming episode, but we kind of did with the changelings. So had we not had that, I would have been out just crying out saying, okay, he sleeps now. We need to have an episode that talks about, how he handles sleeping. So that's, I guess, the best thing to remember is your wife's name. So that's one little piece.
Do you also when Vala sat on them in season 9, wasn't it imply that there's a whole stock of them in the medical room?
Yeah.
You would have a spare pair. If you're that blind, you would have a spare pair.
But also,
Mine's
if you're
just
that
to read,
going into action, then you should also wear contact lenses, though, surely, more.
He has them. Yeah, he used them in Summit. And
he uses them sometimes,
he does,
he just doesn't prefer them.
No. Also, there's such a character thing. Like, for me, I feel like my glasses are part of me now.
Yeah, I whip out my contacts on special occasions, and if I'm going to the office or I don't want to have the pinched part on my nose, the makeup gets removed. Okay, so Tilk's word choice here is kind of interesting because he says Daniel was subjugated to rules, but that's not quite right. He should have said that Daniel was subject to rules as an ascended being. That like the choice of word is weird.
Yeah.
Though given that English isn't Tilk's first language, we can probably cut him some slack.
Yeah.
And social media sort of often debates whether Omar intentionally didn't wipe his memory completely, knowing SG-1 would need certain information.
Yeah.
My theory is that Omar placed sort of a memory embargo on Daniel.
Yeah.
Like the others only required her to erase his memories, not keep them erased. Like they didn't have that little
very clever
footnote.
workaround.
Sorry, like a clever loophole allowing his like gradual remembrance.
That's very Omar of her. That makes so much sense.
Yeah.
That's so Oma.
Yeah, that's so Omar, so typical. Oh, this is so sweet. It's weird because he's wearing this outfit because this is the
jumpsuit,
outfit of like, of unknowns. That's the unknowns outfit, like people who don't belong. And soon we'll see the return to form where he's wearing the proper, thing that everyone else is wearing.
It's like a flight suit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of, yeah.
It's so nice seeing him back. Oh, I love it.
I love how he says this means he's classified. It's like, who's he going to tell?
Yeah.
The nomads
know anyone.
of Visuban? I don't think so.
They're off worlders anyway, so tell them what you want.
I believe in this briefing room, they actually split the table in half for these shots.
They do, yes.
So this is a new filming technique they started using this season to give us better angles of everyone's reactions, especially during like key planning scenes.
Yeah, you won't.
I love how Daniel's like, you're wrong.
Yeah. Recognizes it immediately. Like, screw you, Jonas, and your hard translations.
Yeah, you get a star for effort.
Yeah.
Also wrong.
Love it.
They must be using Butch. I don't know why they keep printing his books. Oh, come on. That's a movie reference.
Sorry.
Jeez.
Sorry.
So involved in the dialogue at the moment.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Sorry, David, you're hilarious. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Jim.
Perfect.
Oh, dear. Oh, that was good. Didn't see that coming,
made
David.
it lost.
Yeah.
I love this line. The Lost City is still lost.
It's a city, not a yo-yo. Oh, dear. Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't remember any of this, Jack.
No, stop giving him crap. You don't know. Whap his ass. Yeah, give the guy a break. He's got amnesia.
Yeah.
In
the Pegasus Galaxy.
Yeah. God, the banter is already so good.
Everyone turn away.
Turn away. He doesn't remember though.
The it conversation reminds me of like this, that is that. You can stop that in Lost City. I'm so
Yeah.
excited.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
so
they're so cute together.
That planet or whatever it is, planetoid with rings around it, that painting
Yep.
was one of the items that was left over after Stargate Command was struck as a set, and I had earmarked it for prop works, and it was a part of a stack of props that never made it to us to be sold, and we never sold it, and I don't know what happened to it.
That is really sad.
Oh,
And
okay. It's in a
every time
basement
I see it, I think about that. I hope someone got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just walked off. Along with all of Rodney McKay's degrees.
Someone stole all
Rodney Ingram
Rodney's
McKay on
stuff.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so I like to call this the mission of misdirection with the tablet.
Interesting thought.
Actually, I think this is where they decided to cut some time in this episode, being that it ran over, because all these sequences are like
a second long.
Really quick,
Yeah.
and they're just sort of like weaved together.
Yeah.
There's what's her face again?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then he's like, hey, look, a ring platform.
Yeah.
I like that you don't even we know Stargate so well, we don't need to be told it's a ring platform to see that he's doing a slight dig and see a little bit of a chevron, or what looks like a chevron, and it's like, oh, the rings.
This is one of my favorite scenes of this season with the hand raising and the Toker
Yeah.
raise their hands. So like, yeah, we don't think this is makes sense either.
So the X-302 hyperspace fighter has moved from prototype status. And is
now it's F-302s.
F-302.
And everyone afterwards was like, "Did we hear that right? I don't think we heard it we heard them say X. I think they said F."
Mm-hmm.
So all of us after the episode were like, "I think it's changed its designation."
It has. They don't really explain that.
Kevin Weaver's made it on time. Hello, hello. Got people coming back. We've got people turning up. We've got 23. There's the most.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome
Hi, everyone.
all.
Kevin Weaver.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. It's a good buddy of mine.
Hello.
I got that in stereo.
Yeah.
Jed Ted said Death Star assault planning vibes, 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Trench run for
Yes.
Oh,
sure.
I love it. I love
Command
it.
your ships, and may the Force be with you.
Yeah.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
Kevin Weaver, I'm still here to listen without watching it like a psychopath.
Yeah,
no,
he
it's
doesn't
fine.
watch it. He listens
a
to
lot of
the
people do that.
podcast. And
Yeah, a lot of people do.
remembers the
Okay.
episode. It plays in his head. So.
Wow.
We've got Wayne. Hey guys, just
Photographic
popping in for a
memory.
minute. Hi Wayne. Hi everyone. So nice to see everyone. Season 7. Everyone's happy to be here, which is nice.
Again.
God, Jack's being so annoying.
He's got an audience.
Yeah. It's like those kids in my class that would just deliberately throw the teacher off, and I'm like, I'm trying to learn. Shut up. You know. The sooner that we let the teacher finish, the sooner we can get out of here.
That's true.
I would have people like this in my groups when I would go to large rooms, and there would be a person who would just take over, and the person who's giving the monologue would have words with them afterwards, and it's like, this is not going to end well for them. I love this here. And the Toker raised their hands.
Even Sam raises her hand.
There we go.
It's so funny.
Daniel does it too. He needed that.
Keep your hands up, because you're gonna have to.
Also, who's gonna help?
This is the
And
episode
Jack,
where George goes
this is insane.
off-world.
I'll still do it. Don't worry about it.
Still voice your opinions, even if you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Even if you are going to do it.
It's like when I disagree with my boss or something on doing a job. Like, he'll be like, someone has to do this. And I'm like, this is stupid. And then he'll go, well, someone needs to do it. And I was like, I'll do it, but it's stupid. You know, like, I don't agree.
Done, yeah.
Exactly.
I will do it for the chance to complain about it a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I do.
It's just a right.
I
right?
live for it. I live for doing that.
That's it. You think?
I feel like they're really pushing the comedy or the banter this episode, and I think it's to kind of remind the audience of what we had before, and also kind of get Daniel to familiarize himself with all the banter and to start feeling comfortable. I feel like there's a level of that in this episode.
Well, his banter is like kicked up a notch.
Yeah.
Like the next episode.
Also, this is educational for Daniel because he's learning crazy stuff.
I do like Sam's reaction. She's like, yeah, we're probably right.
Yeah. And Daniel's like, what the hell have I come home to? I don't know what's going on. And then look at them two. They're just like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
They're so cute.
Oh.
So this is this is Oshu.
That's Kevin.
I love him.
Otsuji.
Yes.
So Kevin, this is his first of 5 appearances in SG-1, and he's appeared in a lot of Canada's biggest TV productions. Most recently, he had like a reoccurring role on The Man in the High Castle, Altered Carbon, and Virgin River.
And if you read about him in SG-1 Four Dragons, written by Diana Drew Botsford, you will find out that he is not Jaffa. He is a clone of Lord Yu.
What?
See, no wonder I love him so much. He is perfect.
Spoilers.
He is the goodest guy in the universe.
I really like his character.
That's beta canon, but I think that it makes a lot of sense when you consider Diana's story.
Arrogance of you as well.
Yeah. So I think behind the scenes, Kevin said that his role as Oshu deeply resonated with him as an actor. Though the elaborate costume apparently had its challenges, including 10-minute bathroom breaks.
Wow.
And he said that working alongside Vince, who plays Lord Yu, was a highlight, and that he was actually quite a funny guy.
That's it.
What I love about him and you is the fact that they work really well together, and he is really good at communicating. Like, he doesn't really shut down SG-1 in the same way Yu doesn't shut down SG-1. They're both listeners, and they're both going to do the best that they can. He's never unreasonable in this show as a character, and it's another reason why I love you, and I love whenever he's in the story.
I'm sorry.
It had to be said. So just quickly before we move off the scene, so Daniel's locker is positioned between Maguire B and Menard J, and they're obviously Easter eggs referencing the show's art director and the cinematographer.
Yeah.
And I think this character kind of beat between Jack and Daniel really showcases Michael Shanks and Robert C. Cooper, like what they wanted for Daniel's return, like a more intense, like evolved character who's like less satisfied with the status quo.
And Hammond.
It's so good seeing them off.
Yeah,
like off.
So Kevin said that my favorite of these two is Homecoming. I think it's the first time we see Walter off-world. Yeah, it's this one, Fallen. So yeah, just for like one shot, But and then the next shot, it's like, okay, we got to evacuate back to the Stargate. It's like, okay, yeah, I guess we're done here. We just got here.
It's so nice to see everyone off-world farting around.
Yeah.
So these scenes of the Hatuks flying through hyperspace, I think, is stock footage from the Serpent Slayer. Yeah, regular space from the Serpent Slayer.
Also, can I just say, like, he's really hot. This guy.
He's gorgeous. Yeah.
He's really hot.
Okay, so Jack's red leader call sign to the Death Star inspired power core and obviously the exhaust port.
Yeah, that's
standing by.
The F-302 sequence is packed with like these Star Wars references. And fun fact, I think the shield bypassing hyperspace trick actually predates the Force Awakens similar strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But I mean, you just look at the visual effects when they're emulating the trench run.
Yeah, 100%.
Once we get inside of Anubis's mothership
they're leaving
perimeter.
Yavin 4 here. Look at that.
Exactly. That's true too. Yeah. I love this ship design.
It's very cool. I can't wait to see it get blown up.
Yeah.
Well, you won't have to wait very long.
No. This set looks exactly like the Abydos interior when Harak is exchanging the eye with Jack.
I suspect
except, like, outside.
that this is the same set.
Yeah,
same
they just slapped some extra stuff, add some
pillars.
grass. Yeah, they just added some grass to it.
Change some things around a little bit. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh,
okay.
Take a nap.
Some fans felt like the old 3 Zat shots disintegrate rule could have really prevented the guards from reporting back.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did you see how bouncy his staff weapon was before it hit the ground?
Yeah.
It was very wiggly.
No, I didn't notice that.
I'm not gonna lie, this team up, the two nerds going on the ship to kick ass, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I
back
think
to back.
It's been a while since we've seen a ring transport device, so
yeah.
I love this shot of the F-302. Oh, so good.
Okay, so apparently they use some incredible practical effects for this sequence coming up. So there's like flashes that you see, which are apparently actual like lightning strikers, and they're using real propane blasts to create the explosions around the cockpit. And I also believe that Rick and Amanda had to re-record all of their dialogue later because they couldn't stop laughing while they were wearing the flight masks.
Oh, brilliant.
Did you know they would bring a trailer, an ADR trailer to Bridge Studios so that Rick could record his there and everyone else had to do theirs offsite?
Brilliant.
That's so
His,
extra.
Well, I
his
mean,
time was more tight.
I was
so.
going to say he's the main
Sure,
character.
that makes sense. Yeah.
He's got to go. He's got a family.
Yeah, and he's like an executive producer or whatever. So yeah, that makes
mobile
sense.
ADR like trailer.
I mean, whatever you can do, right, in order to get the main guy to do the work and then go. So.
Sure.
And he gets that privilege being, RDA, so.
Exactly. Of course you could.
It's like dirty talk. Yes, please.
Okay, so
I'd listen to an audiobook of that.
Yeah, so would I. So coming up, aviation enthusiasts might notice that Jack uses kind of non-regulation radio calls. So yeah, Fox 4 for energy weapons should be apparently guns, 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 and Fox 4-2 for missiles should be Fox 3 for active radar guided. And the theory is that his age might explain the use of older terminology. Rather, like, especially in like the heat of battle. But yeah.
Logwatcher confirmed that it's the Arbudos prison for sure. And Povosov's on the same staircase as well. So I guess the staircase is just getting reused from year to year. Makes sense.
Arbudos prison?
Yeah, I don't think I meant like prison. I think they meant like the basement down in the
it's the gate room.
Of the gods?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Chodawa is calling. His mind is beginning to go.
Yeah, it's an absolute shame that this is how it's going. But again, this guy isn't unreasonable. He could have killed Teal'c, and he doesn't. He just, puts him in a holding cell.
Yeah. I actually really love the conversation that they have together in the cell, which is
me too. This guy is just reasonable. He's not an idiot.
It's just from one warrior to another, really.
Exactly.
Like they put all of their differences aside and then just discuss.
I think he knows that you is not a god.
Health.
I think he just respects his position. It's his leader. He's gonna listen.
He cares about him. He cares about his people. What else is he gonna do? Harak is back.
We are getting some great Jafar. Like, you know what? So many Jafar just get like killed off, and so many system lords and Goulds die. So I don't get enough time with them. But these guys, I love it.
Yeah,
and this is why Sin's so good.
Harak sounds like he'd have a really, really good singing voice. I don't know, just judging by like,
I could ask Michael if he can.
Voice.
Yeah, ask him if he can sing.
I can.
What would his go-to karaoke song be?
I don't know. Something like, I don't know, like Eye of the Tiger or something.
Oh my god, Eye of the Tiger would be so good. Your razor-sharp wit.
Yeah, see? The banter is so good.
It's so good. And this is the thing. So when Michael came back, I did feel a change that made me like him even more. Because, like, with Daniel, he was always nice before, but then he has a bit of like a... he gets sassier and sassier as the show goes.
Yeah,
and in season 7 and 8, he gets really bitter. And when he's with Vala, he is the most bitter.
Because he's ascended twice at that stage.
He's so done.
Like, done with it.
I love it.
The space combat borrows from atmospheric flight physics, like the missiles and dogfighting maneuvers follow like Earth-like aerodynamics rather than zero-G mechanics. So fans have basically dubbed it Star Wars physics.
Yeah. It's not here, but your BFF is here.
And I believe that they used wide-angle lenses to make Anubis's bridge look better, because those scenes were actually filmed in the same sets that they use for cargo ships. But those like camera angles made it look really big.
I love this the Gould mothership set design from season 7 with the blacks and the spotlights overhead that give the little like nebula projections on the ground. It's really, really pretty.
Yeah. I like all the dark patches with the light. I like the way that I'm actually a bit more like freaked out. I feel like in the early days, it was just poor lighting. Like everything was just kind of a bit dark with no mood to it. While now it's like, oh yeah, a bit of spice. Hot, let's go.
Oh, wait for
the music's even very Trench Run as well. I can hear it. There it goes.
Yes.
So good.
I'm almost expecting him to close his eyes and use the Force.
Literally, yeah. Before he said Fox 4-2 earlier, I thought it looked like he was using the Force because he was focusing so hard. Almost there. Negative, it didn't go in.
Just impacted on the surface.
all the like sexual innuendos from the
absolutely.
I love it so much.
It's away.
It came from behind.
Jeez.
You say something about pecking on the surface, don't they? It's just pecking on the surface.
Yeah.
Impacted, I think. Just impacted on the surface. Yeah. Anyway.
So good. So good.
That's what usually happens.
Jonas just impacted on the floor.
He did.
Look at this. It's right out of the Death Star trench run.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
look,
guess
they're
when you're going to
using
do
the
it, you're going
scanner.
to go full bore.
Yeah. Oh, look. Will it make it into the hole?
There we go. Stock explosions. You really can recognize them after you see them a few times.
Well, an explosion is an explosion, so.
His yell here freaks me out.
Look at that right there. This is
This
clearly Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, this is Return of the Jedi. This is the cool moment there.
I honestly thought that it was kind of easy considering everything that we'd gone through
yell.
to get the
really scary.
The crystals that now these eyes have been destroyed and we don't have to worry about them anymore, so whatever.
So the scenes in the ventilation shaft with Daniel apparently required some creative camera work. They had to build like a special camera rig just to follow Daniel through the tight spaces.
Oh.
Just waiting for the chemistry. This is so cute. Little problem. It's so cute. Mars SpaceX said, what's the life expectancy of a minor Gould under Anubis? I assume not that long, but he's not stupid enough to kill them off before he's utilized them. And Kevin said Stargate Wars. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
So I think as we know, Anubis uses his memory device on Jonas, like it has a lot of future repercussions.
Yep. Yep. This is true.
Enough.
The last time he got all the Asgard technology.
Yeah, he did.
And now he's going to know where Kelowna is.
Where the wacky Nackwater is.
That's it.
Yeah, that looks ouchy, Jonas.
Ouchie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brain scramblies.
So, online discussions sort of often debate Jonas's departure, with some fans wishing he had stayed as a reoccurring character, and some viewers note that this would have made more sense given RDA's reduced role in season 7.
Yeah.
But I think, as Nicole touched on earlier, there's probably just too much of an overlap between Daniel and Jonas.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the actors are not cheap.
They both serve the same function.
And they serve the same function, story-wise. Yep.
I'm really glad Claudia Black was cheap enough to constantly come back. Because she makes
Claudia Black cheap
she
enough.
makes the joke herself. She makes it in the behind the scenes of Previously Unbound. She's like, and I was cheap, so you hired me. And I was like, oh. But I'm really glad.
Funny.
I'm sad they didn't have enough budget for Jonas, but I would have been so happy to see him stick around because their chemistry is so good.
That was Fallen, everyone. Okay.
I've had so much fun.
Yeah.
Season 6. Yeah.
'Tis over. We are out of the dark days, out of the desert, and into the promised land.
Yes.
More or less.
Yes.
More or
Season
less.
7's
more or
not my
less.
favorite either, but it's
What?
more than
That's fine. I
season
get it.
6. So, yeah.
Season 7 is probably my favorite of the whole show.
Really?
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you liked
prefer it to
season
4 and
4.
5. No, I love season 4. It's a close second to season
Okay.
7 for me.
My relationship with the show became much more business oriented when season 7 came along. Because
Probably.
between 6 and
Yeah,
7, I
why?
started working on Gate World and the Stargate Omnipedia.
Less
So
fun
every
to make it
episode
work.
I was looking, I still
It's
enjoyed
almost like
it.
homework.
Yeah.
But I was creating person, place, things, encyclopedia entries for every single item in the show. So I would watch the episode and I would watch it again with notes and watch it again. So I just have a different relationship with season 7 because I was beginning to analyze it rather than just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel that.
I'm gonna go first here just because I think I just want to get it out of the way. I love this episode. I actually prefer it to Homecoming. I think it's just nice to see Daniel back, seeing him rediscover these little things here and there. The next part is just, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been a big fan of Jonas's home planet, so I know I'm not gonna enjoy it as much. So I'd say I really love seeing the band back together and seeing Jonas still here. So I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 7. I really enjoyed it. And Naked Michael Shanks is always a big win. And we saw Janet for 5 minutes. And by 5 minutes, I mean 5 seconds. So it's nice to see everyone there. And Walter got to go off-world.
It's a big cast for an episode.
Yes,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah, a lot of supporting players.
Should I go?
I'll go. This one's a 4 for me. I love the return of Daniel. We get some scenes that we didn't get to have with Full Circle, so it really resonates with me strongly that way. The beginning of the closure for Jonas is on point, and it's appropriate that we're about to return to his home planet. The visual effects are solid, but it's a lot of progressions of downs for something else that's going to happen later on in the season. They're beginning to align the show towards Stargate Atlantis, but it's not a particular favorite of mine. It's a lot of narrative movement, so it's a 4.
Okay. God, okay.
I'm trying to bet Evie's going to be a healthy 5 in the middle.
So I do enjoy this episode a lot, and I actually like that it kind of, I don't know whether intentionally or unintentionally, plays homage to Star Wars, because I'm such a huge Star Wars fan, especially early Star Wars. So I really appreciate that. I love the witty banter. I think it's great. The Jack's comments in that boardroom meeting were kind of funny, and Sam's reaction to them was great. I am sad to see Jonas go. I think these first 2 episodes were a decent send-off for his character, but I still feel like the show did him dirty.
It did him so dirty. Yes.
Yeah.
He was never. Yeah. It was a no-win situation.
No,
I know.
guy.
I feel bad for him, because I think I watched one of your interviews with him, and he'd moved his family to Vancouver, and he put his children in the schools, and then it was such a short-lived thing. But anyway, I mean, that's life, and that's working. So anyway, it is good to see everyone back together. It does feel like it's a little bit more natural than season 6 was. There's a little bit more flow, and you can really feel the connections between all the characters, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 5.
I knew it. I could smell it coming.
Yeah, I was like, it is close to being a 6 for me, because I do really like it.
Yeah.
But I think it's a 5 3/4, but we don't do.
It's funny. I know you guys.
5 3/4, then it's more of a 6, don't you think?
Yeah. No, I think it's still firmly in the 5.
I feel like I know you guys so well now that I can tell when your ratings are coming through. David, sometimes you surprise me a bit, because I think you're a bit more critical than I expect you to be sometimes. And I've come to realize that about.
I expect a lot out of the show.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. It's very interesting, because I see. I've been quite surprised sometimes, because you seem to really enjoy an episode or something, and then you drop it quite a bit. But it doesn't mean you don't like it. It just means that you're very you think a lot, and you have a lot of considerations, and you tend to just drop things a bit more.
You have to understand. You go over to Gate World. I don't think the polls are there anymore, but they used to be. And after every single episode released, 70% of people would rate every episode a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And
that's not realistic.
That's not realistic. You're not. What are you doing? Are you thinking that people are going to see these and renew the show for another season if you do that? And I would always rate the show honestly based on that 10-point rating system. There are going to be some episodes that are not going to be so good. There are going to be some episodes that are going to be amazing. With this situation, we have the benefit of time having passed. So when I am giving my review, I am assessing the review not just of the episode, not just on the merits of the episode, but on the neighboring episodes through which I am applying this scale as well. Yeah. Which I admit is not necessarily fair.
No.
But I also know the pits and valleys and the peaks and valleys.
I was going to say, as a long-term fan, you know what the show is capable of.
Right.
So
and I
judge it based
measure
it
on
up
those
against that.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's how
I've
I
just
rate.
judged this episode based on the fact that I'm going to drop my rating the next episode as well. Because I know what I'm going to do there. So yeah.
Yes.
It's all just part of what we do, but it's just very interesting getting to like know us and like knowing what we're going to do. And I was like, Evie, you're a 5. I know you're a 5. I can smell the 5 coming from you.
I can smell
I
the
can
five.
smell the 5
I can
from
smell
a
the
mile
5 from
away.
here. So, we have Anthony with this one is a 6 for me. Raj, my rating for episode Fallen is 7, high 6, so up to 7 chevrons. I wish there was a follow-up on Visuban and the inhabitants. Yeah, I really like them. I wanted to learn more.
I suspect that they didn't come back.
Moral stories.
I suspect they
Well, they
left.
moved them. They said
Yeah.
they had to move them.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind
Jacob-
of under attack by a great big flower in the sky, so
It is like a flower. It opens
Yes.
up.
it was
Like
designed to look like a flower.
sunflower. Go toward the sun. Jacob, this is a 7. Superb entertainment. Dan Ben, there was a Poe Dameron Star Wars comic which had a Stargate ship 304 in it. Was there? I would like to see that, Dan Ben. Can you share it with us on Twitter or something?
Yeah.
Jean Diada, what else can I give this episode but a 7 as the Daniel fan in the
Aw.
chat?
Okay.
This makes 100% sense.
Okay.
I thought you'd give it a 7, Jean Diada. This makes sense. Jacob, season 7 is also my favorite season. Yes, I'm glad I have some people in here who are also big hype.
Sharing
Vic-
the season 7 love.
Yeah, Sharon Victoria, 5. Naked Daniel, yes. Witty banter, and I appreciate every moment we have Janet, especially this season. Yeah. I'm sad. I'm sad that she's gonna go.
Make it last.
Gecko
Enjoy it
Fett,
while it's
6.
here.
6 out of 7. Candy Mitch, 7. Easy Sparky, 7 for me. Lots of things to love in it. Dan Ben said I like part 2 more than I like part 1. Interesting, so I'm the opposite. Mars SpaceX, 5 out of 7. Stuart, 6 out of 7 chevrons. Lots of great appearances from minor recurring characters. Yes, a nice return to form, seeing everyone together. Jed Ted, 7. Mars SpaceX said Chevron 6 would not engage for me. I like that. That's funny. So he's stuck with a 5. Lockwatcher 6. Michael is back. Great episode. Like the reuse of the set for the first episode. Kind of metaphor for Daniel's return to his new first episode. This is a 6 without, even without Janet's flashlight. Yeah. And I think that's it for now.
All right.
So,
Let's move along to Homecoming.
Okay.
You guys ready for this one?
yes,
let me
I'm
just get it.
guys, I'm not gonna
Get it
lie.
loaded
I don't think I'm gonna
up.
hate anything this season, and it's gonna be astonishing to see.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
I will judge a book by its season 7, and season 7
There you
slaps.
go.
So I'm judging.
Oh, I was going to say to
Slaps.
Nicole, I was going to be like,
Oh yeah, 7.
All right, guys.
That's a Friends reference,
Homecoming.
David.
A
It's
Friends
very
reference?
good. Yeah,
It's a Friends reference.
It's about
It's
the
a bit
erogenous
dirty.
zones. It's a bit dirty.
The only
but
one I
it's,
know is Pivot. That's it.
Oh, that's a good one.
oh,
we should fix
this
that.
is
Yeah.
sort of, this is like quite early on
I've
in
watched
but
Friends.
I'll
I'm
send
not
you-
crazy about it.
I'll send you a link to what
I've
we're
seen
referring
it.
to later,
Okay.
David. Okay.
All right. I remember the episode where he loses the monkey, but other than that, yeah.
Oh, that wasn't a good
Oh,
one.
man. no,
All right,
that's a good one.
Homecoming. Here we
Let's
go.
do this.
In 5, 4, 3. We're back to Homecoming in season 7 of SG-1. I am David. I'm with Nicole
Hello.
and Yvie. We're the
Hello.
Wormhole Extremists. Thanks for
I like that we
watching with
both
us.
said hello so weird. Why did we say it
Well,
like
I
that?
thought that I had to match your hello weirdness, so
Sometimes I do that. Like David will introduce himself, and me and Evie are like, hello, or hello, or like, hello. And it's just like, right. How we one up each other or match each other's energy.
Hello.
Exactly.
yes.
You
Look what said we get witty
bravely.
banter from the hosts of Wormhole Extremists. Damn right you
There we
do.
go.
We like to think we're witty.
Dan Ben followed us on Instagram. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
I
I'm
like
so
this
excited,
angle.
guys.
The
Yeah,
angle
me
on the
too.
gate is cool.
Absolutely.
So I think Ali Snow in her Gate World review said that this episode flows exceptionally smoothly from Fallen, avoiding like the sometimes like plot whiplash we
Yeah.
see in certain two-parters. So I agree with that.
This really is a movie. It hangs together.
It is.
If I'm not
yeah.
mistaken, I think Fallen and Homecoming aired the same night.
Oh, you
Yeah.
might be right.
That's
I don't
good.
know.
I like that.
Yeah,
Why not?
Pretty positive.
Kevin said the next show that we're going to do is Friends Extremists.
Friends Extremists? I don't know, man. I may be out on that one.
Not for
Extreme
David.
friends.
Yeah, 6/13, June 13th of 03.
So they did air the same night.
Oh, my birthday month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your birthday month.
Ugh,
Yeah,
June,
I get a
June
whole
babies.
month.
You will
That's funny.
disgust me.
Oh.
Most of my friends are June babies. Upsets me.
Ah.
Oh dear. I love this. He's like, my enemy is on board. I'm salty about it.
Maybe you need to put sensors in your Jeffries tubes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they give them some sort of like isotope so that they can't get detected on the sensors? Yeah.
I have notes on that later.
That's right, the isotope.
Yeah.
I remember writing up about it. It keeps them hidden for a few hours.
Yeah,
8
which is why he
hours.
knows that Daniel's going to elude the sensors until that time, so he knows it's only a matter of time there. I'm surprised I remembered that.
Oh,
I love
boy.
season 7.
I have a problem with the visual effects in this scene. The clouds don't dissipate correctly when the city comes to land. You know.
Yeah. So
Let's see.
the scenic Cologne and capital cityscape is actually Vancouver with digital enhancements. So if you look carefully, you can actually spot Vancouver's North Shore mountains in the background.
Oh, cool.
Brilliant.
And the iconic shot of the mothership hovering over Kelowna was created by Image Engine's visual effects team, and it deliberately paid homage to Independence Day,
Yes.
which is fitting because of Dean Devlin and Roland Emmerich being part of both.
Yeah,
So
that's it. And this is not the first Independence Day reference. I think that
No.
one comes from
There's been a
politics. We'll
few.
just upload a virus into the mothership.
yes. So apparently this two-parter, actually I've written down two-parter premiere, so they must have gone back to back.
There you go.
It set a Sci-Fi Channel record with 2.43 million viewers.
Wow.
That is impressive.
It's not very high, but yeah. I mean, today it would be.
In my head, I was just like, well, maybe viewers were worth more back then. You kind of like it was like money.
They weren't streaming.
Yeah. Yeah. I really despise what streaming has done to television.
Yes.
This is true.
Yes, it is a rough landscape at the moment.
Also, I refuse to watch commercials, so there.
Yes, so do I. It sounds so snobbish. I don't do commercial
I
television.
can't even remember the last time I watched the Super Bowl. So.
Dan Ben shared the image with us on Instagram. I'm going to send it to you guys on Facebook, David, so we can look at it after the stream.
Okay. I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
It'd be a nice surprise.
And Jack has proven right. I will never,
Yeah.
never trust a Gould.
Well, this is the thing, though, is that you could be trusted in this case. He's just gone a bit old and forgetful. So
Yeah,
but, I
he
mean-
didn't mean to be.
he has the brain
backstabby.
scramblies.
6 of the one, half a dozen of the other. O'Neill is still right.
True.
Something.
Yeah,
he is still
the
right.
shoe fell. The other shoe.
Yeah.
So, as O'Neill would say.
The other brain cell fell. I don't know. I don't know how you'd word that.
Yeah.
I don't know why you remind me of some silly thing my friend Daniel and I did when we were growing up. We heard supposedly that every time you hit your head, you lose brain cells. So we spent 10 minutes hitting our heads to see if we felt any stupider. And I was like,
wow.
this is
I think
stupid.
that rumor came to Australia as well. I remember that vaguely.
I remember them being like getting a call from Kelowna. It's like, can you please hang up? We may be getting another call. We don't want to be hearing from you anymore.
Exactly.
Some people that we care about might be trying to come back through at some point. Go away.
Yeah, it is kind
Don't
of
call
funny.
us. We'll call you. Continue to blow yourselves up with your wacky
planet
naquita.
politics,
Right.
are on you. Yeah, I do like this
I like
scene.
how they just put a sliding door at the end of a corridor by the looks of it.
Yep.
Well, you've been detained because he's not going to kill you because he is a man of honor.
Ooh.
Stand down, my friend. Or Jelna? I don't know if that's the dude's name. Was it just me, or did he walk away kind of robotic? Like there was something iffy with the film.
So the
Yeah,
staff,
maybe.
when the staff went up, it was choppy. And I don't know if that's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
our
it was
copy.
choppy.
Did
Okay.
anyone else notice that when he lifted his staff to walk away, that it was like
it was
choppy
Yeah,
shot?
you're right. Oh, so he's just going to get real with him.
Yeah.
He's
got a bit of Gould dementia.
A god?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Martin Wood directed Kevin Otsuji and Christopher Judge to play these scenes with understanding rather than confrontation. And I think these scenes are particularly significant as Yu's like declining health does foreshadow some major developments in season 8.
100%.
And
they're both honorable men.
Yeah.
They are. And Ali Snow, in her Gateworld review, appreciated how Oshu's loyalty conflict sort of adds another depth to the Jafar storyline.
Yeah.
And I think these scenes sparked interesting fan discussions online about potential solutions for Yu's deterioration.
What I hate is that when Yu gets killed in season 8, I think we lose him. It's insinuated that he's
but he's not.
Yeah, and I hate that we lose him like that.
But I'm kind of glad that we don't see his death, that it's implied. You know, we just get his reaction to as she turns around to go for him.
I would have loved to see him join the new Jafar politics and everything after the Gould finally get taken down. He would have been such a great player.
Would you say that Yu is confused?
Oh my god.
Dear Yvie. Oh my god. Can we start rating your terrible puns?
Some of these,
7 chevrons?
Yvie, you roll a 20, but on others, you roll a 1.
Yeah. A natural 1. Big
Well, brace yourselves, guys. There's more to come.
Oh, no.
So I think this bunker set we're seeing was actually borrowed from the TV series Jeremiah, which was actually filming at Bridge Studios at the same time.
This makes sense.
I read.
Oh yeah, Logwatcher just said that as well in the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I mean, if it's there and it works, you use it.
Well, as we say, reuse, recycle.
Yeah, exactly. I like that all the lamps get swung about a bit.
Yes.
The whoosh, the air was like, phew.
What's going on, kids? A comment. Okay, so something that I've noticed when I was rewatching this yesterday. So Commander Hale, he doesn't say Anubis, he says Anubis.
Yes. Yeah. I was just laughing, Yvie, because you can't see this right now, but on the YouTube stream, he's put a poll in saying, "Do you think Yvie's puns are entertaining?" Question mark.
The answers are yes, sometimes, and no. Right now, your yeses are at 90%.
Incredible.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Everyone loves you.
That's hilarious.
Well, almost
I think
everyone.
I might vote
There's
myself.
One who's on the
I might
outs.
just say sometimes. Okay, so Michael Shanks called the sneaking sequences leather boot acting in the episode commentary. It apparently was quite challenging to make these one-sided radio conversations and solo sneaking scenes look natural.
I thought they looked great.
And I think Langara is like kind of like a catalyst planet for both Daniel and Jonas.
Oh, very much so.
So it's where Daniel's like sacrifice led to ascension and Jonas's guilt drove him to defect.
Yep.
And I think now as their paths converge again, both men find their way home. Like Jonas is earning like his people's respect and Daniel is returning to SG-1. So
it's comforting. It's comforting. I just read comforting. It's convenient and there's some closure that things get resolved there. So
yeah.
But I wasn't thrilled about returning to it later in the season.
No.
So, although I appreciate that Corin, got a stab at writing a story.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yes. Yep. That is cool.
Apparently Jeremiah was not filming at the time and Stargate had the set for a week. Cool. You love what?
I love this scene. I love like how Oshu and Tilk play off each other.
Yeah.
And I think while sort of Baal's appearance is quite brief, his influence does extend through like upcoming season 7 episodes like Orpheus, Avenger 2.0 and Fallout. And I think despite budget constraints, they did expand Cliff Simon's scenes as Baal, bringing him in specifically, I think, from LA.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
He still is carrying the gravitas of Abyss. So.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah, eventually
with
he's
his
going to
cool
be kind
lighting.
of the butt of a lot of jokes.
Well, that's
right now.
that's another beef that I have that we'll explore in the future. So that I really resented about the character. I didn't think that it was.
I feel like we had Anubis who's very I was very scared of Anubis. I never felt comfortable around him, but Baal, I grew to enjoy him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
So this is a set from Jeremiah?
Yeah, apparently.
I think so, yeah. The bunker set.
Very good. With a Stargate
Yvie,
in the background.
You don't have any no's, so everyone says sometimes and yes. So this is going pretty well.
86% are yes for Evie's puns.
Yeah.
Oh, sometimes and no.
Oh no. Okay, Mars SpaceX just said U2 is actually a better name for U's successor. Dear oh dear.
Ha ha.
Ha, Evie level pun. Oh, Jack. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually one that I didn't really go with. That little bit of comedy there wasn't for me. You know, not all of them hit, but that one felt a little silly.
I love this how they use reverse psychology on Baal, and he just falls right for it. Like he's not interested. Let's go somewhere else.
Yeah. You want to wheel and deal or not?
Yeah.
I just think it's so seamless.
I absolutely love these two.
He's not silly. He's like a businessman.
No. Yeah. I love the way that Teal'c's always the one to like trot off and talk to people and be like, "Oi, yeah, Jafar, Gould, let's make a deal, let's go." He does it with the Aleutian Alliance as well. It's great.
Yeah. So, Teal'c is about to use the term. Yeah, he uses the term Stargate instead of Chapter I, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
spending too much time with them humans.
He's also using less eyeliner. Did you notice?
Yes, I like it.
He's
I
dialing
found
it
the eyeliner
back.
a bit much. Yeah.
Well, that was Junior's eyeliner, so he doesn't have a Junior anymore. So
I could just imagine that every morning he pulls out his symbiote and then squirts a little bit of blood on his eyes and then puts it back in. I don't know why.
It's like Ursula using those things, you know, for her, lipstick.
the sea,
right?
Like the the sea slugs or whatever. Yeah.
Triton, how are you, Puff?
I love that. That original cartoon was like my favorite movie.
She was my favorite Disney villains. Next to
she was
Maleficent.
She
was my favorite. Maleficent was just the devil. I hate the new movies. I hate them.
You hate them.
She's just misunderstood. F off.
Stop giving David misunderstood bad guys. They're annoying him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just evil.
Bad.
The worst. Yeah. To be fair, actually, similarly in my books, I feel the same way.
Big stuff here. So
we are. Yes, Yvie, go.
Bomb. I was going to say that the dialogue here directly ties back to Shadowplay.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yes.
And it happened. Positive things happen for them as a result, like positive things happen for us as a result.
I was going to say,
despite the negative stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Now everyone on Earth has nukes, and we're all just sitting there ready to use them, but we're not gonna. It's just a nice little threat, just sitting there.
Peace through strength.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Yeah.
At least we're all just not using them. So yeah,
that's it. Believe me, you'd know.
There in case.
That's right.
Oh, Kevin just said something terrible. Oh, Yu's favorite band is U2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Kevin.
There's also a band called You Am I.
Interesting. Okay. Can't you see just how much we love Kelowna? We're talking about others. Yeah. Let's go see what's happening in the chat, shall we? So.
Oh dear.
I
find the politics so meh.
Ambassador Draylock. I just love
Me
her.
too.
And
I love
actress,
her.
Draylock is fantastic.
I loved her back from The Gamekeeper.
Yes.
It's like outside.
Yes.
Is it nice outside? Jillian Barber.
Yes. Sorry. Interesting production note. Apparently they had to reshoot this guy's scenes as Adrian Hoff as the Gorwald scientist because they had incorrectly given him a Jafar staff weapon. But like I couldn't find too much information about it, and it would seem kind of odd that he just walks in giving like a scientific report holding a staff weapon, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say like, it's kind of like Daniel doesn't walk around with a P90 everywhere, you know? He goes around with maybe a Zat in his pocket while he's doing his thing. So
okay, so here is my not beef, but this is something that I thought about yesterday, the extent of Daniel's isotope. So while the Tok'ra isotope masks Daniel from the ship's biosensors, it kind of raises questions about the system logs. Like, wouldn't the Goa'uld computer systems record doors like mysteriously opening and closing with no operator?
You gotta buy it.
For a race with like advanced technology, it just seems like a significant security gap. Like,
you have to, the only thing that I can consider that you fold into this conversation is the arrogance of these creatures. They don't think that anyone's going to get this far. Ship. Right. Yeah, so they don't consider those factors. You know, it's like with the Tok'ra, and Daniel said, why don't you put seatbelts into these things? Actually, we just prefer not to crash. So
yeah, true.
I'm getting the other guys PTSD.
Yeah, that's why I just did that.
I miss them.
Oh,
he's on a mission, you nit.
Glynis Davies.
Glynis Davies.
So she appears here
Eli's
as Ambassador Noor,
and
playing
Catherine
the second of 3 characters. Yeah, characters in the Stargate universe. And this gentleman is Scottish-born Jan Boss, portraying Ambassador Severin,
who's about to get a good slap in the face.
Oh, it's good.
So he's actually from Fargo, resident alien, and When Calls the Heart. And beyond acting, Jan is actually an accomplished athlete.
Ooh.
He even won gold in mixed curling at the 2016 America's Masters Games in Vancouver.
Oh.
Well, there you go.
He's very tall, I think, which would probably work for curling.
Yeah.
There comes the Teal'c.
He's one of ours.
Gecko Fair said, wait, so Eli is not human. No.
Right? He's Langarian, which would explain his brain power.
I was going to say, he is very smart.
Wouldn't that have been a cool twist?
It would have, yeah.
He was a secret Langarian, and he just forgot, and they brought him to Earth because the ambassador needed a reason to leave the planet because she really
and also
screwed
a son of Catherine Langford.
Yeah.
Blows your mind.
All over the gap.
Stargate, Crisis on Infinite Earths.
It'd be like Once Upon a Time where everyone is related.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or Lost.
Yeah.
Yes. So Ali Snow from Gate Worlds particularly praised Jonas's emotional journey, showing his guilt over inadvertently leading Anubis to Kelowna.
It's not his fault. Anubis put a thing in his head.
It's not, but he's going to blame himself.
He is directly responsible.
Yeah, I guess.
Least he can do is help clean up the mess in the streets from falling gold ship parts.
Go, do it.
You do the talking. He's done enough talking for now.
Yep.
Yeah. RDA needs to get out of there.
Yep. That is a slow-moving fan.
Yeah.
I would actually love one of that just to circulate the air.
Right.
So.
Okay, so are you guys familiar with the old nursery rhyme, The House That Jack Built?
Yes.
Okay,
no.
So Teal'c's plan, I think, kind of unfolds like this. Okay, so this is the fleet that you commands. This is Bol, who will lead the fleet that you commands. This is the battle with Anubis that needs Bol, who will lead the fleet that you commands.
And eventually he'll leave a blonde Goa'uld behind to study the wacky Naquadah that needed Bol to lead the fleet that you command.
I love that Yvie managed to turn like a nursery rhyme into something Stargate related.
This is what she does.
Yeah, trust Yvie.
And during her insurance breaks.
Oh, dear.
Yes, and I love Jack's callback to the dog and the dancing monkey.
That's right.
Like the parable from Fallen. And I think it like perfectly captures his diplomatic style. Like he's attempting to lighten the mood with a half-remembered story before wisely letting Sam take over the negotiations.
I could just feel Chris and Amanda trying not to break there.
Yes, and I think this episode as well really showcases like Sam's emerging leadership presence throughout like these strategic planning scenes. Like she does say some pretty cool stuff.
Kevin said Eli's not just interested in outer space. He's from outer space.
I love that.
No one can compensate for the instability of Naquadria, you nit.
Oops, sorry, never mind.
Great McKay quote.
That was a great McCabe voice.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen
give
this
you
guy
praise.
again, but he was replaced by Thoth in Evolution.
Yeah.
So do you guys think that Anubis hands out participation trophies for destruction? Like, congratulations, you accidentally leveled a city. Here's your gold star.
I think he does that,
absolutely.
and then
you
he
should
kills
see the
them.
champagne and the cake afterwards.
Yeah.
Yes.
Your
It's a
death.
very large bottle. He's just got a storage room with very large bottles, like comically large bottles of champagne.
He gives you it and then sends you to a room to celebrate that's actually the airlock.
The airlock.
I'm honestly really surprised I remember the isotope. Oh, party time.
Mm-hmm.
Mars SpaceX said, don't overpromise with Anubis. Yeah, no, you should never do that.
So this guy has like some like pretty acute like spidey senses. It's like something doesn't feel right.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
weird
can
how that
sense
works.
a recently descended person.
He knows so well. Like he can really smell it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think what actually happened was Daniel farted and then that's how he knew?
Or maybe he's still trying to figure out his balance of aftershave.
Yes.
Oh dear, this is just like this is a bad episode for
Yes.
Anubis. He's got a lot of bad luck coming.
We got that prop, the gold
Yeah.
tactical steering column thingy, and it was
was
in
it
bad
big?
shape. It was in
no.
pieces.
Was it just stored incorrectly?
I think it was. So it just got worn out over time or through a number of different moves.
Michael
and that piece in the
Shanks
middle is from I hope not. Episode.
Oh yeah, Brief Candle. I always recognize it.
Pulled out from the Pelops statue.
Yeah, I always recognize when they shoved it there. Yeah, Michael Shanks is so hot, and it's nice to see him again because he's so pretty.
Oh
There's
yeah,
something to be said about eye candy.
Yeah, he's so pretty.
So I believe the visual effects team, led by James Tishner, approached the opening 2 episodes like a TV movie. They like combined ambitious ship sequences with intricate explosions while working with like television constraints like the budget and schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that explains why Thoth never
compensate this.
Yeah, was taken over. Yeah, thud. Yeah. Our subtitle says thud.
Thud.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't care how much this thing is flickering. I ain't jumping through that.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Like mistime that and owie.
Doesn't it like put a body part to sleep for him?
I'm sure it would. Yeah,
I think he kind of puts his arm to sleep.
See, look, ew! I'm not doing that. Owie.
So, critics particularly praise the chemistry between Jonas and Daniel.
Damn right, they're amazing.
Yeah,
you out in a dustpan. Oh, Daniel, the comedy.
Okay, so I'm going to say something a little controversial. I actually find Jonas better looking than Daniel.
Really?
I think they're both incredibly attractive.
This Jonas or built up season 6
Jonas?
Oh, this Jonas. This Jonas. Did the haircut right here? Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Growing up, I've been like every guy I've been looking at, eyeing up in life as a potential partner was always either Daniel or Jonas coded. They were always like a bit tall, good hair, a bit nerdy. You know, that was always the aim. And I got a boyfriend who's a bit of that, but then a car and a gym bro guy. Like he likes cars and gyms, and it's like, ugh, I'll take it. I guess. And cologne.
But
I definitely
we talked them into this situation. We need to give them at least
kind of have to back them up.
Yeah.
Like we're not supposed to get involved.
He only gives them two teams.
Is this a Vancouver City map?
That's a good question.
It could very well be because they have used that before for Kelowna.
For Kelowna, yeah.
Yeah.
Dan Ben, I don't like that they reused the actor who played Tolan Nareem SG-1 as Simon in SGA. Aw, well, I'm glad to see him again.
Yeah. You know, he was dead. It's nice to reuse an actor you like.
Yep.
Junior said, Yvie, they are both handsome, just different.
Oh, yes. You know, didn't say that they weren't both handsome.
Yvie just has a preference.
I prefer, yeah.
Like same way that Yvie thinks that they're all snacks, right? But the hottest of all is obviously Regina Anderson to Yvie.
I love these glowing balls on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lighting is cool.
You know what? I don't say it enough, and he's not here right now, but I'm going to say it, right? Christopher Judge is also a bloody snack, all right? And I'm excited.
Yeah, no denying.
For some future shirtless scenes and him getting it on with Ishtar, because she is also a snack. So, yay.
She's a snackette.
Yeah. 8 good men. Is that what he says? Yes, crushed it. Look at me. I love this episode.
You can understand why Hale would be this upset.
Yeah.
But he's about to turn.
Like, having an
traitor.
army of men, like, not sneaking around and just, running in there might not be as good as 8 really good men, so. Bit undercover. Yep.
All kinds.
So people who believe in like crystal healing, wouldn't it be cool if like they were actually right and like crystals actually did have information in them, just like Gould stuff, like the Gould are real and the crystals did
like
actually
a computer
have stuff.
chip.
Yeah.
So do you know which Gould was on Langara 3,000 years ago?
I don't remember.
Yes.
He's
Thanos.
a bit. I was about to say he's a big purple guy for modern audiences.
Oh yes, the Thanos snap.
Go all covert and stuff.
Yeah. Yes, take the shoulder with you. He doesn't stick out like a sore thumb.
Shulva.
Yeah. Wait, the thing, he's just so obviously Teal'c, Like
so I've got my handbag, I've got my keys, I've got my shoulder.
Shulva.
I'm ready to
go.
No, anytime before I get out of my car, phone, keys, wallet, positive attitude.
Shoulder. I just feel like Sam could have gone out there with like, a drape of some kind to match the local aesthetic and clothing. I just feel like Teal'c sticks out like a sore thumb because of the big thing on his forehead. So it's like, all right.
Yeah, plus he's very tall and muscular. Like he does look different from the locals.
G&D artist said silicone chips that we use are pretty much crystals. And he's like said crystal computer memory is a thing. Yeah, but I mean like just basic ass crystal healing crystals. Like wouldn't it just be cool?
Basic ass.
Yes, basic
ass.
Basically, I'm pulling it from my dad's wife. She really liked crystals and crystal healing stuff, and she likes Stargate because of how crystally it is. It's like a little thing she shares with it.
Crystally.
It does have that.
Yeah, it's nice, and I really like that.
Crystally.
Yeah.
Daniel's having a good time.
Yeah, he's so sweet.
This now.
So fans often debate whether keeping both characters would have worked, with some feeling that 3 smart characters might have been like too many for the team dynamic if they kept Jonas.
Nah.
Lousy hours, constant peril. Traveling.
You're very up.
Oh.
Daniel used to be up too.
This makes me
but
sad.
Then he ascended.
Yeah. He went two up.
Extremely.
He
went too far up that he had to come down.
Yeah.
Good conversation.
Yeah, I think this is very cool, very healthy.
Well, it kind of needed to be said. Otherwise, his departure would have felt a bit weird.
Mm-hmm.
Candy Mitch said crystals do have the ability to do something. So I actually don't believe in crystal healing myself. However, I've been gifted crystals for crystal healing, and I keep them in my vicinity because just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean good vibes can't happen. So I like to keep it nearby just because why not? So
one of my favorite visual effects is the exploding ring platform, just chucking boxes everywhere. It's a great sequence. The ring platforms for both the Gold technology and the Ori technology are much shorter than the rings themselves, and I've always wondered how they compartmentalize when they're inside of their dock. So,
Right.
are they
that's a
like
good
Russian
point.
nesting dolls? And as they come out, they before you can see it, they expand.
like that.
Russian nesting dolls.
Here we go.
There it
And
is.
that bit's in
Isotopes.
English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a stencil on the floor if they don't need to access crystals for the story point, and if they do need to access the ring transporter's crystals,
It's
out,
it is
yeah.
it is the prop. Yeah.
I always assumed that they just pulled it out when they needed to futz with it.
That's
Okay,
it.
guys. So, it's like trying to find a crystal in a haystack.
Yvie, I knew that was
Oh, no
coming. I
way.
could
Okay,
smell it.
I think that poll is going to start dropping precipitously. You're at 88% now, so let's see.
Let's watch the
Someone
nose.
please heed my call.
I can't change my vote.
Oh,
This is
you
upsetting.
can't?
No.
All right, very good.
We're
Maybe that's for the
screwed.
best.
So, regardless of the poll results, I'm going to keep doing them anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've probably come in too early, but I think it's interesting if you
this is fun.
watch the items around the ring platform on the left-hand side,
Mhm.
because there are a few that are basically alongside the ring platform and they don't get displaced or destroyed.
Okay.
There's a lot of Gould in this episode. Boom!
It's like on the top left-hand corner, there's like stuff that is kind of like overlapping.
Yeah, I
don't
can
know.
see that. The
Yeah.
blanket and stuff should have like gone flying a little bit.
Yeah.
See, Jonas there looks like he's still going for it. I found it weird. I was like, was Corin still zatting people when his arm's doing that?
Oh, apparently, see, I didn't actually pick that up, but apparently it was a goof. I removed it from my notes because I couldn't figure it out. But apparently there was some shots that Jonas made that they should have taken out, but they didn't.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah, the visual effects artists, really want to have the freedom to fire when they think that the person should fire, especially because they're not always aiming at the target and they have to fix it.
Yeah.
Right.
For the Wraith cannons, the over-the-shoulder cannons in Rising and in a couple of the subsequent episodes, they had lights in the end, which really drove Rainmaker's Bruce Woloshyn nuts because when there's a light, they either have to subdue the light or fire when the light fires. So
God.
visual effects people like to shoot when they want it shot.
Okay, guys, wait.
Uh-oh,
for it.
here we go.
Wait for it.
Oh dear. Oh, Evie's got a pun. She's got a pun.
I do.
The
Break it off.
sound of the other
So-
shoe.
You can't spell betrayal without hail.
I hate you.
Betray-
I don't like you.
Ah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
This is like, here's Krusty at this event. Krusty poses for trading card photo. I think he's running out of ideas.
Cry.
It's old Simpsons reference from my favorite
Oh
episode,
no, it's good.
Halloween special.
I used to watch all the OGs. Dear, oh dear, this has all gone terribly awry.
It has indeed.
Good old Harak.
That was so British.
Failing
Middle of
upwards,
a
I
war,
see.
and it's just gone so awry.
I don't know why I said awry.
Awry is fun to say, like Gore-Tex.
It is.
to say.
Yeah. A whoosh.
Insoluble.
Crap.
Yeah, don't, dude.
Yeah, don't dig a little deeper, otherwise you're going to find some.
I was gonna say the wacky Naquadah runs deep.
It runs very deep.
Okay, so watch this confrontational moment closely. So Glynis Davies delivers what appears to be a very authentic slap to Yarn Boss after learning about the stolen Naquadah. Glynis actually later revealed that she actually made contact during
Yeah, she
filming,
really hit him.
joking
Yeah.
that Yarn may never have forgiven her for that spontaneous bit of method acting.
Oh, he really was pissed.
That was a good slap. That you could see it. You could see the vibration, the reverberation in her hand and his face.
Yeah.
Really there.
And you can kind of see, like, I think a little bit of a red tinge on her
Yeah.
cheek, like
Yeah.
on his
Good.
cheek later on.
Yeah, he's
I can
look
see
at
it.
him. He's upset.
He's stunned. Good
Into
acting,
silence,
though.
yeah.
You know. Poor guy.
Thank you for the crystal.
remembered his manners, but then he shoots him in the belly. So
that's quite surprising.
yeah,
it's like Anubis, takes him to the nice room and then kills him later. Like with the champagne and the cake.
I had a great interview with Doug Abrams.
Bye.
About his character. What a voice he has.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
So this teaches you never to cooperate with the Jaffa.
No.
Does it have to
Unless
be
it's Lord
public?
You.
Does it have to be public? You can see like Jack's trying to come up with a comeback.
Yeah, he's thinking.
Yeah.
He was grinding his jaw a little bit, being like, what can I say? I can kill you now. Public's fine. I love the way his finger retracts it. He's like, oh, gross. Yeah, no, you just closed my fingies.
Here we go.
Oh, it's party time.
He comes to save the day.
It's good old Ball. Yeah.
Like Bocce. Let's go. Get wrecked.
Poor
I feel bad for all the people's homes underneath who are getting squished by all the debris.
Hopefully
from
it's been evacuated by then.
Yeah.
So this was a big point of contention when this episode aired.
Really?
This was a really big deal for a number of fans who were thinking that it's not going to happen yet. Wait a second here. But,
okay.
Boom! It's poor buildings.
Yeah.
So
wait, what is it? that you want to say, David?
Okay. When does the fan get shot?
Okay.
In a little bit.
Okay. Yvie, yeah,
so I think I have time. So Sam's combat scenes, like smoothly passing that staff weapon to Jonas.
Yeah. Hot.
And then going toe to toe with Harak.
Right there.
Yeah.
So
yes,
at the time, there were a number of fans who were concerned that the producers were taking shots at them. So they shot a fan with the gun with the gun, the bullets. And
oh my
god! Number of fans
thought
that's an example of the writers shooting at the fans, and it's like,
ridiculous!
I'm sorry.
Okay, so Anubis is yeeting away, and he's Tide Pod.
He is yeeting.
His Tide Pod.
So the action toe to toe, Yvie. You had a point about that?
No, that's it.
That's it. Cool.
Yeah, just said like fans really appreciated the combat scenes.
Me too. She can kick ass, and I don't like to forget that.
Yeah, you don't.
This I don't like. Look how short this wormhole is.
Boom.
Yeah, I know.
He's dead.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah. He's getting away in his York peppermint patty.
Yeah. It just looked like a gate wrapped up.
Yep.
Or like
if it was.
Or one of those CD players that people carried around in the early 2000s.
Nice little nod for Jonas. It's not as big as dying for Jonas, but
no,
we'll call it even.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, if he dies, he's not going to ascend. Daniel had a get out of jail free card, so he didn't know he had it, but he had it.
Lockwatcher called it the Anubis Frisbee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mars SpaceX Anubis Frisbee escape pod. There we go.
Joe and Paul apparently crafted this episode as a thoughtful transformation of Jonas's status from a series regular to a guest star, taking him from an accused traitor to a respected leader of Kelowna. And Robert C. saw this as more than just a character exit. It was about giving Jonas the hero's departure he deserved while keeping the door open for Corin's return, which obviously led to that future collaboration.
Yeah.
So Robert C. actually later reflected that Jonas's successful run on SG-1 really showed how resilient the series could be.
It really is.
Major changes.
Yes.
And the experience gave the production team confidence for future cast transitions, including the significant changes that we saw in seasons 9 and 10.
Damn right. Jonas was like it's because of him that we had like Vala come in, and she's one of my favorite characters. Like they had the confidence to make that change.
Substitutions do work largely,
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a great send off.
This is fantastic.
It is.
I loved his relationship with Teal'c. It was so good.
Yes.
So
Teal'c's just so warm and welcoming, which is like funny because initially
they were like,
you don't see him like that, but he is. you know?
Yeah, they're like the buddy aliens.
Yeah. Are you suggesting an alien conspiracy? No.
I love that.
So good.
And this is a big deal with Jack right here. This is a good
It
one.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
so good.
He did a good
So,
job.
apparently
Fetus
there was
fishes.
apparently there was a deleted scene somewhere here. Actually, I've probably just prefaced this like way too early, but there was a deleted scene where Jack calls Daniel Space Monkey, and I think that would have been so cute if they kept it in.
Yeah.
Really? So
Just
he
like
added
the
it.
season
He
2
said
intro.
Space Monkey again in this episode?
He was supposed to, but they cut it out.
Oh, so
It was a
in the
Daniel
script.
thing, so-
Okay.
Apparently, yeah. But
Feed my
yeah,
fish.
maybe they were running out of time again, or they didn't find it relevant. But I think it would have been kind of sweet.
Good exit for the character.
Yeah. I feel so sad. This is so bittersweet. I'm heartbroken that we lost Jonas.
Yeah, but he's home. Daniel's home.
I know.
I remember
know.
So is
saying that
Jonas.
aloud,
Jonas has
watching that
gone
the first
home.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
This is a great. The music is great.
I'm
The
getting
sequence is great.
goosebumps even without audio.
Yeah. And the way he's like, the last thing he says, we get paid for this, right?
Yeah.
So good.
Well, Daniel's question about payment, I think, cleverly nods to like real military combat and hazard pay practices.
Yeah. So good.
Good
It
dental.
just,
Good dental.
yeah,
Good
their
dental,
chemistry
yeah.
here is so on point. Like ending it with Jack and Daniel having a little moment is adorable and
Yeah.
funny. But also Jack doesn't properly answer his question, so Daniel must also be like, "What? Look, what?
Aw.
Indentured servitude. Oh, by the way, you're working off a great deal of gambling debt. Just so you know.
Yes.
Oh, the music.
Yes.
Oh, they use the music at the end of
Gambling
Redemption
debt.
part 2.
Oh,
And
really?
it warms me. Yeah,
Oh,
it's
such
the
a
same
great
tune.
ending. Okay.
So,
Danny's
Ellie
home.
Snow,
Yeah.
in her Gate World review, appreciated how, like Daniel's exit in Meridian, Jonas makes his own choice.
Yep.
And I think that was well said.
Yep.
I'm pissed that Jonas is gone. Okay, I want that
Really?
noted.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's
Disappointed.
it screwed Corin behind the scenes, so I'm a bit pissed at that as well. I'm like I'm mad on multiple levels about what happened. I'm glad Michael came back, and I know they didn't mean anything nasty by it, and they left things open. But the fact that Jonas didn't come back for season 9 or 10, and the way that they didn't bring him back in any way, really annoys me, because they could have utilized him further, and they just forgot about him.
Because Kevin says this episode gives Jonas the send off he deserves, so he can go find a girlfriend with a matching haircut. That was Homecoming.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
I would like to wish my father a belated happy birthday.
Oh, is he a
Yes,
Capricorn
great
like me?
beard.
January
Had a
25th.
birthday.
Oh,
So, yeah.
happy birthday. We're exactly a week apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
love that.
Um,
January babies.
yeah.
My
So happy
favorites.
birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I hope he had a great birthday.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you were having some family time. which
Yeah,
is
we're gonna go out
nice.
to dinner tonight. So,
Oh,
you guys have got
lovely.
5 minutes. So,
Fun on a
Oh, on the
bun.
clock.
yes, this episode is a 3 for me.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good action. We've moved the plot forward with Anubis finally being placed kind of in a holding pattern to get us through the season for the build up again. I just the mechanics of that is kind of like, this is your great villain, you know? Use him more than just like the mid-season 2-parter with the co-warriors and at the end, which they did a little bit, but I wish that he was just more involved as a villain. I think that they could have done
Sure.
a lot more with him. I'm not crazy about the Langarans. I thought it was a good send-off for Jonas.
Yep.
It was a great guest cast all around. Doug Abrams, you know, these folks, they do a great job, along with Jillian Barber, who played Dreylock, but it's still a 3 for me. So I'm not crazy about the Langarans. I'm not. So
Yeah,
you
fair.
can kill me if you want to for saying that, but that is what I believe, and nothing you say or do
No.
will ever change my mind. I will not convert to Origin.
Evie, you
You're
got
not
something?
convert to Langaran.
No.
So I definitely agree that this episode wasn't as great as the previous one. I also am not a huge fan of Langarans, even though I do appreciate the returning guest stars that we had. I don't know. I just didn't really like a lot of the bunker sequences. I don't know why. Just meh. Like,
Bit
you
of
know,
a
it was
snooze
nice
something
to
about
see.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see Sam kicking some ass.
Yeah.
You know, those kind of action sequences were fun. But I don't know. It just doesn't sit up there as one of the best episodes for me. So I think I'm going to give it a 4.
I'm also going to give it a 4. I'm displeased with a lot of stuff. I said before, I find
It's
it
moving in the right direction for a lot of things, but still,
it's
as
not
an episode.
Bad. Yeah, it's an all right episode. It does what I need it to do, and Daniel's back, and that's nice. But it wasn't as nice, and I wasn't riding such a high as I was in the previous episode. But I think all the people who were there did a great job, though. You know, so nothing on them.
Yeah.
I just think that it was just a bit. Right, so everyone wishes David's dad a happy birthday in here, which is great. Everyone's saying it, so happy birthday.
Guys. Yeah.
And so we have Anthony. This one is a 6 for me. Raj Luthra. Homecoming is a 6 out of 7 chevrons. Fallen plus Homecoming would be a 7 out of 7. I miss Jonas. Wish he made more appearances. Always wonder if SGC had a copy of that data from the Quadria research crystals. Yeah, that'd be cool. Candy Mitch 7, love this episode. Shimmer and Victoria 4, love the music, especially the end shot with Daniel and the gate. Yes, it's very nice. I love it. Dan Ben 5 out of 7. Jean Diada, I'm giving this a 6. A lot of good scenes, but I hate Anubis and Langara except for Jonas, so she loves him. Good. Lockwatcher, this is a 5. Good episode, great banter. Daniel is back and the universe is right once again. The reuse of the Jeremiah set gave it a different look. Yeah, maybe that's what we didn't like. It just felt weird. Mars SpaceX 5 out of 7. Easy Sparky, I give it a 6. The second half of the 2-part episode was not as good as compared to the first half. Jacob 6 chevrons from me. I love this double season premiere, but while Fallen was on point with plot, Homecoming feels a little bit all over the place. Still great fun though. Stuart Miller 5 for me. Jed Ted solid 5 chevrons. The bunkers, Ginger said the bunker scenes read as we've blown our budget.
Yeah, they do.
Mars SpaceX says one of the weakest 2-parters. Gecko Fett said 3 out of 7 for me, and more thank yous from Lockwatcher and happy birthdays from Jed Ted. Yeah, I think that's it. So, I think overall we mostly agree.
You sent me is this from a Star Wars comic?
Yeah, so that's what Dan Ben shared with us on Instagram. He shared a Star Wars comic, and you can see in the detail.
It's
the bottom
absolutely
right.
Yeah. One is this the 304 or the 303s? These are the 303s, right?
Yeah, Daedalus.
So that's absolutely what that is.
Yeah,
no
so I thought I'd share it with you guys. Asked Dan Ben, he sent it to us on Instagram. So yeah, that is
Well, we really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoyed the episode, please hit like. It does make a difference. We are obviously growing our audience. It's going to take a little while. But it has taken a while, but we're pleased with where it's going. So 85% of our audience agrees that your puns are on the spot. 85%.
So there's still room for improvement,
not so much.
Is what you're telling me.
Still room for improvement. Yeah.
Still room to make it awful.
We're not one of those people who are like, who write 4 stars and then put in the comment, I don't give 5 stars. I hate those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Well, I'm glad we're here, guys. We've made it to a really good season. There is so much fun ahead, and I
agree.
Sad
I'm excited for season 7.
That we're so far in, because there's like less and less to look forward to, but we've got so much more still to go. So, yay.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Next weekend,
Thanks, everyone.
We're going to be... slow down a little.
Yeah.
Slow down a little.
Yeah.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
Horses.
If I can get the website to load.
We're still here.
Fragile Balance and Orpheus on Sunday, February the 2nd.
Fragile Balance.
I really like both episodes. Orpheus can be a little bit slower, but I really like it. Good. Okay.
So we're going to have a good time. Thanks so much for tuning in, everyone. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you on the other side. Have a good night.
Next week. Bye.
Bye.